Shonda, can you please say hello to the audience and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I'm in my work clothes, but I'm super excited to be here and to share what I have learned over the years. So, yes, I am a registered nurse, and I've been a nurse for 19 years, coming up on that 20th mark, and I'm super excited about that. I am owner of Life Pro CPR and safety training. So I teach CPR and I do also workshops on safety training in the workplace. Um, I host a lot of workshops on diabetes, hypertension, CVA, those things that really matter in our community to help keep us safe. I also am the owner of Respire Consulting. So I am into real estate investing. I've been investor for about almost 5 years now, and currently own. Well, currently I had 8 properties, and I just sold one. Woo-hoo. I'm so excited about that one. So, my goal is to inspire other nurses to get into real estate, and I have loved it. It's just been amazing the things that I've learned since I started this journey of entrepreneurship. So, I'm pretty excited about that.
That's awesome. Right, Shonda? Nurses do it all. We just want to have a little bit of everything. We can tap in real estate market. We can do entrepreneurship. We can do legal nurse consulting. Name
Yeah.
it. We have it, right? We have the skill. It's
I just don't want
really,
to be a plumber. That's enough. I don't want to be a plumber, okay?
you know what? In the hospital, though, we are trained to be plumbers, right? Say yes to all of our audience
That's
who are
right.
nurses. We are trained to be plumbers. We are trained to be electricians, especially on the night shift.
Right. Right.
We cannot have the resources are very scarce. So we can do everything. Nursing is a great
Everything.
foundation.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great and I can't wait for Shonda later on. Maybe you can be a guest in other shows. We can invite you and we can talk about because money is still part of health, right?
Right.
It's part of like wealth and health. So hopefully we can invite you and you can teach us and educate our audience about real estate investing, specifically for nurses. That would be fun.
I am always, CPR, you guys, it's a broad range. It doesn't just apply to healthcare workers. It applies to community people too. It's really a good idea for you guys to be CPR trained. Even teenagers or little kids should know CPR training. So I kind of want to have insight on the challenges being a CPR instructor. Especially when you're working with an age group that has to understand teachabilities, and how do you even train a 12-year-old from an adult person in CPR? So I'm curious to know.
Um, as I teach my kids, I always say children are more easier than adults because I believe when the children are trained, adults will follow. Children are so curious, like, oh, what is this? How is that? And so they're probably my easiest group because they're so curious to learn and how do I do this and how do I do that. But I believe that CPR is for everyone. If you have a beating heart, CPR is for everyone because emergencies can happen anywhere. I cannot tell you how many times I have been at a funeral on an airplane. I was on my way to Turkey one time and someone yelled, "Is there a nurse on the plane?" And I'm thinking, I'm on vacation. But I did raise my hand and said, "Oh, nurse on the plane." So it can happen anywhere, anytime. And I tell you, one of the things that really drove me to be more active in my community, I had a friend who at the time was 55 years old. He was a truck driver. He went to the hotel to check in and fell dead at the hotel desk. No
Wow.
one knew what to do. And that was shocking. That was a life that could have been saved if someone knew what to do. So I think sometimes we take it for granted because CPR, it's a very easy concept to learn, but I think we take it for granted sometimes of this can't happen and that can't happen until something happens, and which is very unfortunate, very unfortunate. So my goal, one of my initiatives with the CPR as I get more involved into this business is to take it to a higher level. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, and my goal is to get with the councilmen here so that CPR can be taught in the high schools. These kids, they are, fentanyl. I don't know about y'all town, but fentanyl is a drug here that these kids are taking a lot, and it's just heartbreaking to know that we're losing out these kids over this drug. And so sometimes we in the community, we don't know what to do. We're bystanders and we watch that life just slip away with something that could have been helped in the process. So with that, I'm also teaching Narcan how to help the community, how to show them how to use the Narcan. That has been huge in this area. Not only the Narcan, the Epipen, it's just a lot going on. And like I said, my goal is to take it to the high schools and make sure that everybody knows make sure everybody knows CPR before they leave high school.
That's awesome.
I just have a question. I just want to dive a little bit deeper into your story, Shonda. I just wanted to ask, what made you step away from bedside nurses to venture into business for yourself? You have to think about that.
Thinking.
It was a combination. My daughter came in my room one night and she said, "Mom," she said, "so you want to work as a nurse until you're 70?" And I said, "Yeah, that was a goal." Just to, I still laugh at that when I say it. Yeah, that's a goal, to retire when I'm 70. She said, "There's so many different things that nurses can do. Have you ever thought about?" I'm like, no. And I think my daughter at the time was like maybe 18 or 19 years old. And she was like, "Well, I really want to go into my own business." Well, in my generation, if you had a good job and some benefits and, insurance and everything, you were really doing great. So trying to navigate outside of that, it was scary until I got into it and I realized the freedom that I was missing. The
Favorite word.
that I was missing.
Favorite word.
And
Awesome.
that is what I thrived on. Since 5 years I've been in entrepreneurship. It's the freedom that I was missing.
Yeah.
But so it's my daughter, and then in the combination of meeting Quinta, I tell you, she's an amazing person.
She's watching right now. Hey, Coach.
Goodness.
Thank you.
Coach.
We love you.
We do. I love her. I mean, she is simply amazing. She has poured so many ideas and to get me to finish line and like, "Shonda, you can do this," because I was thinking, listen, I got a good job here. My career is flourishing. Why would I leave this? Until she showed me something different. And it's just amazing. And so all the independent nurses, I call them my nurse gang, because, we're tight like that. When nurse gang is tight like that. And I just love it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But Quinta, I'm telling you, I'm going to give her flowers while she is living. She is simply the best. She's an amazing woman.
The reason why we are strong nurses and the reason why we've really lifted our businesses is also because of the network, the very tight knit network that we chose, because your network is your net worth, and also having that coach and mentor who's really willing to help you, and the right coach and mentor, because some are just, not
Right.
not really great. So that's why we're saying hi. I've been through a ton of mentors in different stage of my entrepreneur life, and Coach Quinta is one of them. So there's just so much, gratitude for her. Although she's focusing on her business right now, but hopefully one of these days she can come back, and baby Nikki, you can be your mentor, because she is amazing. But
Right.
before I
Right.
ask a question to Janelle, I just wanted to encourage all our audience, because we also want to make sure that our audience is, if you're a nurse, or if you're planning to go to nursing school or be a nurse entrepreneur, please drop in your comments below. We already have so many comments here. I don't know. We have Miss Marie DeMayo watching from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we have Mr. Montehermoso saying, hi, everybody. We have a lot of people that are supporting all of our amazing guests for today, and all of our co-hosts, me and Nikki as well. So I'm just like reading over here. We also have Quinta Kaler, who's really giving us all the best wishes. We have Bernadette, Kate, and Ronelle Simafranca. She's saying hi to Shonda, and thanks for sharing your incredible story.
Hi, okay, so it says, so one of the screens says, hi, Shonda, thanks for sharing your incredible story. Just wanted to ask, what is a good piece of advice you can give to new sayers out there? Lots of love from the Philippines. Look at that. You're getting audience from the Philippines.
Oh, lots of love back, lots of love back. But one of the things I really had to do is focus on me. I really had to focus on myself and what I wanted to do. And I remember a piece of advice I got from my father a long time ago is never take advice from people who are not moving in the direction you're trying to go, because they're putting their fears on you. It's their fears, not yours. It's theirs. And it's very hard to listen to people who are not moving in the same direction that you're trying to go. So I had to focus on me and learn how to surround myself with people who are moving in the same direction I'm trying to go. Because whether you believe it or not, it does, when I'm talking to my family and if I want to do other things to them, because they're not where I'm at, it sounds like I'm bragging. But if I was talking to if I was talking to my nurse gang, they were like, "Oh, you're doing this. You got this, sis. High five this." So you have to be around people who are moving in the same direction you're trying to go.
Awesome.
Amen. Amen.
I support that. Yeah, we all support that. 100.
Yes. Providing nursing care, the 101 care, the unrushed care that we're just all used to back in the day. I still believe that I still love old school nursing though, compared to what it is right now. But, nothing's constant, everything changed, and all we need to do is adapt and breaking up from the bedside. And we're really not eradicating our nursing skills. We're just putting it into another level. Right, guys?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I have not, now I'm still working I don't work as hard, I can say that, but I am still working as a nurse. So I haven't quite moved away from the bedside, but I am on that road. I'm on that road. So I tell people, nothing fuels you to become an entrepreneur into a job that you really, really want to leave. So I haven't quite left yet, but I don't work as hard, and that is the truth. I just want to make sure everything is, straight, good before I actually dive out there as a whole. But I'm in there, and like I said, I've been in there for 5 years, even with real estate and teaching CPR and safety training. So I love
Yeah.
it. I would take.
And just in addition to, we also want to transition safely, right? And I truly
Yeah,
believe if you're really passionate about what you're doing and you love what you're doing, business or entrepreneurship is not like an instant gratification. You know, it's not like a get rich scheme right away. You have to work
absolutely.
hard. You have to build a strong foundation.
For
For
sure.
those people that really wanted to get rich within 24 or in months time, then I think you're, that's what they say. I don't know if there's this author that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, that your BI triangle is not completely there yet, because you have to balance everything,
Mm.
and having all those different components requires time.
That's right.
So I truly can, can empathize for that, Shonda, and making sure and understand you and making sure that there's enough cha-ching in the bank before you truly
That's
you
correct.
truly abandon the bad side work. And even if it's also, nursing is just everything, because even if you try to just break out from the bad side and focus 100% on your businesses, which some of us are, there's always a way wherein you can always just like take per diem or contract assignment just to keep up with the
That's right.
skills,
That's right.
especially if you are a service-based nursing business, right? So there's a question here, Shonda, that says, what tips can you give to our young slash novice nurses who has the knack for nurse entrepreneurship?
Um, I take one of the most important things that I have learned on this journey is networking. Networking is huge, and you have to always be in the know, stay in the know. I'll tell people, McDonald's don't have to do a lot of advertising. They're McDonald's, but you're just starting out in your business, and so you need to let people know I'm here, and that has to be done all the time because people don't know what they don't know.
That's right.
So if you're not advertising, they don't know that you're there. Now, to you, it may seem like, gosh, I talk about this all the time, all the time. Well, until you get McDonald's status level, you need to be talking about it all the time, all the time. So networking is huge. So I'm always attending events, whether small, large. I started an event here in my town. Women over 50 in businesses. Did I just say my age? Oh yeah, women over 50 in their business. In their business. I have about 600 people who joined that. That is huge networking because then they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So that's huge networking. So you always have to be networking. I'm always talking, and I do understand. I have someone to say, "What about the introverts?" That is hard, I'm sure, but I'm not there, so I really can't speak on that. But I do know that networking is important. Everybody that I connect to is someone that I believe that can help me get into the next door. So I'm always networking, always.
Awesome. And we talk about networking, and yeah, we have another question. Go right ahead, Nikki.
So I was actually been dying to ask you guys these questions, and I really want Janelle to answer too. But it says, what advice can you give nurses who essentially burnt out and they're jaded, they're miserable, and guys, don't judge us for this, but I mean, when you deal with problems all day long and you have your own, it can really take a part of you. So be mindful that we are humans too, even though we're nurses. So can you answer this, Shonda? See? Give it your insight.
What I do, I actually have a me day. I know that sounds so corny, but that's the truth. So I actually have a me day. There are days where I do absolutely nothing. I don't advertise. I don't do work. I don't do anything. And I just do what I like to do. I like spending time with my own self. You got to learn how to do that. You got to learn how to spend time with you. And so I would get my spa day in. I'll go to the gym, whatever I like to do. But I would just have that time for me. I don't talk to anybody. My phone is off. And if I choose, I'm always, I don't know. I'm just not that day, that one particular day, I just surrounded with just what Shonda wants to do. And so I have developed that, and that has actually absolutely worked for me over the years. Even if my children call me and they was like, okay, she's out of commission because it's her day, yes, and I do absolutely nothing. I had to learn how to say no, because it is not, and I had to learn this. It is not nurses' responsibility to staff the hospital. That is not your responsibility. You got to learn how to say no and keep it moving. Because that is not your job. They will call you all the time, and I've experienced this. So, Shonda, we need help on the floor. I'm a team player when I give you 2 to 3 days a week, and that's it. That's all I'm giving. So, but it's not our job to be staffing the hospital. They have people for that. So you got to learn how to just say no and mean it and move on, and realize that what you're trying to do, you're important. You're important. So, yeah.
So what would be the last, advice, or like one piece of advice you can give to our nurses considering the leap into business really quickly?
I want to say, and I have to piggyback on what Janelle says. You got to be true to you. You got to have some options, because when you don't feel like you have options, you're going to get stuck in where you are. So I would say, again, girls, everyone, the nurses, surround yourself with people who are moving in the same direction you're trying to go. You got to reach out to these people. You got to get around who wants to be entrepreneurs, who are trying to do this, or who are in this on this journey. But you got to surround yourself with those people. It will make it so much easier for you, because now you're going to have a team. You have a team of someone that says, you got this, high five you, let me encourage you. I call people all the time when they're stuck, and they will say, Shonda, this is what I want to do. I'm like, I'm going to tell you something, how you can get into real estate. Very easy. You don't have to have $1 million to do it. Let me show you this. And so when they're doing small things or other things outside of nursing, they feel like they can navigate more easier. So I would say just learn how to just start getting into groups, start getting into things that you want to do, and surround yourself with those people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shonda. We really appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll have an amazing night. Continue to make money so you can focus on your other adventures.
It was very nice to meet you, Shonda. Let's get together.
All
We'll
right.
plan
Thank
something.
you,
All
Shonda.
right, nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed this. I really did. Thank you.
Glad you did.
Bye. Have a good night, Shonda.
And we thank you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next month. Take care.
You took the check, come on.